What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody. We are rising as one tonight. Welcome to the Awakening World. I'm Love Coach Scott Katamas. It's our Saturday night show, and we want to say a big hello to all of you who are watching, our most beloved friends that are in the Zoom room live with us, those of you watching the recording, and those of you that are watching right now on Facebook and YouTube. A big thanks to John and Summer Raymer for always making sure we go to as many as 150 Facebook groups and pages. We appreciate that. We are celebrating a big event that's going to be taking place on September 27th. You're going to learn all about it. It's happening in San Francisco. And kind of the core team putting this together are all here with us tonight. And they are some of our favorite luminaries. I think they've all been on the show at one time or another. Led by my co-host for the evening, the wonderful Gary Malkin. And our beloved soul sister, Piper Dellums, is with us. And there's hope in the world. There's also hope in the audience and hope as a presenter. Hope Fitzgerald is back with us. And the beautiful and sacred Jody Ma is here tonight. And from Pathways to Peace, we have both Tez Gabriel and David Wick. And Alma Kayla Gaston is with us tonight. So it's amazing. And of course, our beloved Omar Shar, who's going to kick everything off with a beautiful opening song, and our Desiree, who will do her magic alongside. Take it away, Brother Omar Shar.
What if we could find There is a way to see again, to be again, to know the truth and smile again. With an open heart we feel safe again. To be, and we relish the chance to be part of the dance that will recreate the world anew. What if we could find a way to wipe away for a brand new start? Let our love lead the way. Let the light shine through all. Let our hearts and minds be free. As we rise up from the fall, there is a way to see again, to be again, to know the truth, to smile again. With an open heart we feel safe again, safe again.
Beautiful. Those lyrics are such a perfect prelude for what tonight is all about. Let's send Omashar love and appreciation. Absolutely perfect. Thank you. Well, Gary Malkin is a force of nature. He's one of my favorite people. Of course, he's been on the show many, many times, and he's just this big heart with legs that walks around. That's Gary. And I can see an animated character of Gary that way. But his big heart that also has a wonderful pair of hands, because he plays beautiful music in many, many ways. And he's just such a talented guy. He's even created an incredible Broadway musical that I know once it gets to Broadway is going to be a big hit. I had a chance to see it. Everything he does with so much class and so much integrity. And so I am here to welcome my co-host for the evening, Mr. Gary Malkin.
Scott, I can't help but think about Mr. Potato Head, one big heart with legs. That's hysterical. Thank you, Scott. You know, when this idea came, when we were on the ACE call, and you went, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to devote a whole show to We Rise as One. I looked at your website, and we got to do that. And I went, that's Scott for you. Scott, change on a dime, instant, knows what to do, devotes his life to the greater good. I mean, you're amazing. And thank you for making this happen tonight. And what I'm blown away by is how many of you beloved friends who are part of this, who have been invited to be a part of this, have shown up at the moment's notice, just dropped in and said, yeah, no matter how late it is. Yeah. So thank you guys. So we're in for a treat tonight as we hear about this thing. But before we do, Scott and I have talked through this program. There is a passion that I have, and I know that my co-creative partner, Hope Fitzgerald and many others share, which is so many of us are walking around today and we're calling it that, that we're here, we're present, we're showing up. But in order to kind of feel like we're not crazy, we adhere to the way the norms are in the culture. And unfortunately, the norms are that we pretty much say that we're here if we're here physically, but most of us are here from the neck up. Let's just admit it. Most of us are overwhelmed. We're fragmented in our attention. We have a long to-do list. We're not really always here in body, mind, heart, spirit, and soul. So I started doing these transformances, which were improvised spoken word and live piano improvisation with Sarah McCrum. And we've done a bunch of them inspired by Peace Week, frankly. And the first time that they were ever used was for Unity Earth. Well, Hope and I, right after I was spit out by the hurricane, we went in the studio, and that's another story. We went in the studio and we created some of our own. And I want to just invite us all. This doesn't have visuals. So the idea, I kind of like it even more. We're just going to all close our eyes and we're going to listen to a track. You got this one, right, Scott? True Togetherness?
Yes.
Yeah, great. So we're going to just close our eyes and we're going to feet on the ground. And I'd like you to just do a scan right now. Where are you right now? Do you feel your feet on the ground? Do you feel your heart? Do you feel your gut brain? Do you feel in your body, right? And just do a scan. Take 3 breaths. And just one of the ways to measure where we are is how comfortable are we with silence right now together on a Zoom call, right? So what I contend is you're about to hear something that after you hear it, more of us will be here to be able to share in the intimacy of our presence together. And that's precious. So let's take this. This is one of the first short transformances that Hope and I improvised together last October, right after the hurricane. And it's called True Togetherness. And I love beginning Zoom calls with this recording. So let's go ahead. And what I'm going to ask is, please allow yourself to be silent together in the intimacy and the eloquence of silence on this space, just for even 10 or 15 seconds. And I'll take a breath and say, okay, thank you. But just notice how the silence is, even on an awakening world. It's kind of like radio silence, but it's what Holoman would say, implicate field present. There's a lot going on in the silence, okay? Let's take a deep breath and here we go. See you on the other side. Close your eyes and just go on the ride.
Coming together. Is a choice. A brave choice. Because it means letting all aspects of the firm boundaries of you to soften, to melt. So that true togetherness can occur. It takes courage to allow yourself to be that vulnerable. And yet vulnerability is the key to connecting honestly So thank you. Thank you for making this brave choice. To come together.
Thank you. Thank you. And you know, I don't know if you noticed, but when the sound in that track got cut off at the very end, that's the most important part of a listening experience, is as we listen to the sound fade away, the metaphor, it's like a life fading away. So how present can we be when the sound, which is like the ocean, comes on the shore and then fades away? How present can we be? That's a tool that awakens all of who we are to show up. And please put in the chat, do you notice that there's more of an intimacy together after that experience? Is there, what the Holo movement says is the implicate field. So Scott, I just would love to share the vision of what We Rise as One is and why it came out and what it actually is, if I may take this.
Absolutely. We want to know this amazing thing. And just, I guess, for context, let everybody know this is a big event happening live at Grace Cathedral in San Francisco on September 27th. So that's
Right.
what we're talking about.
Well, and the reason why we're talking about it is this is not just a one-off event at Grace Cathedral, because thanks to Hubcast Media and Peter Young and the beautiful partnership he's given to so many of us in the Unity Earth, in the expanded community that we're all part of, the Parliament of Game Changers. This is going to be a global broadcast, and it's going to be a repeatable thing that you'll be able to see. There'll be a recording of it as well. The reason why we're doing this as a recorded event and as a broadcast is that we're going to create a demo out of this. It's going to be a trailer that we hope to present to municipal leaders in major cities across the country. And it is our hope that we can raise the frequency of this conversation that is creating a lot of sadness and grief and confusion and, deer in the headlights experiences going on right now. So this, with the wars that have been arising abroad and with the conversations in America, it's beyond politics. And so where this started was I was performing for me, this is where it started. It started in a different way for Tez, and I let Tez honor how this started for her. But where this started for me was Hope and I were doing a workshop on Graceful Passages. And for those of you who don't know, Graceful Passages is a book and CD set that now is on Spotify and all places you can stream. And it's known as the most powerful non-pharmacological tool for alleviating fear and anxiety around facing life-threatening illness and death. And it's been out for 24 years, and Michael and Doris Stillwater and I co-created it from 1998 to 2001. And to this day, hundreds of thousands of people use it as a way to create a sense of continuity of spirit beyond this dimension in a way that removes people's fear of death. And right now, one of the reasons why this is a conversation very important to me is when we actually face our grief and we open up to where we're grieving, it relieves us of an enormous amount of energy. And we somehow become more connected with our passion and our purpose, and have become beacons of life and activism and goodness and greater good content in a way that's so significant when you do address it. It makes us be the beacons we are. So Hope and I were really excited about offering this workshop in Virginia, and then we planned a concert to celebrate the fact that we've unburdened, and here we are as a community celebrating our unity. And during that performance, I was singing a song I'd never sung publicly before. And I had started it and made a mistake, and I didn't like at all what I did. And I, that afternoon, had been hearing about AI and ChatGPT for the first time. And I went, excuse me? What is that? And so there I was doing this song. And in the middle of the song, it was terrible. And I just stopped and said, well, that was awful. Let's start again. There was like about 150 people in the audience. And in that moment, I had this thought, I dare AI to do that. Meaning being fallible, falling on my face, not being ashamed of it, and inviting them in to a moment where I didn't have to be perfect, but I could start again. And suddenly, I swear this has never happened before, but I popped out of my body, and suddenly I'm watching this guy named Gary at the piano, and all I saw and experienced was unity, one heart. It was the most powerful and beautiful thing I'd ever seen. And suddenly I felt like a little kid that somebody said, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I went, I want to do that. And that's when I suddenly realized that's who I am as I enter the end of the third quarter of my life. I'm a curator of musical unitive experiences. And so we had this experience. We talked about it afterwards, Jim, Hope's husband, and Hope and I, and we just went, we need to do this somehow. And then we did it in Asheville last year, and then we've done it in other places. And so the idea came, what if we create a Prairie Home Companion touring show for the unity and peace lovers of the world, right? And it's basically each concert would have an indigenous wisdom keeper. They would have a representative of the religions that was highly focused on unitive, on multi-faith, right? And a slam poet, a younger generation, and singer-songwriters of the area. And it basically had these talents that merged wisdom with music. And so I came up with this idea of the unity and community experience, and I ran it by Emmanuel and Laura, the founders of the Hello Movement, Emmanuel Kunzelman. And when Emmanuel heard it, he said, you know, not only is that a good idea, but you're the one to do it. And I knew he was right. And so I started developing this program in Canada, of all places. We were 12 months into it, and we had Scotiabank sponsoring it, and we had national doors opening and the National Hockey League, because there was a major death in the hockey league. And so they were into it. And then because we couldn't get the star, the leading star of Canada, they pulled the rug. And that was in April this last year. And my beloved friend, who's very high up in the Episcopal Church, said, there's only one place you can do this. After the flack that the National Cathedral got when that wonderful, courageous priest upbraided President Trump to be more human with the immigrants, which many people know about. And so I approached Grace Cathedral, and rather than go on and on, because there's much more things to say, over time they saw that the DNA, well, the greatest moment actually was when I had the brilliance to invite the iconic Pathways to Peace organization. And I made this proposal to Hezekiah Gabriel and David Wick. And I told them about how nobody really has had the courage to mainstream grief literacy as the gateway to ending violence. And here's the concept. This is why there's only 70 people in the day-long workshop. There's a day-long workshop called Graceful Passages, Rising Together from Grief to Gratitude. And yes, only 70 people can go, and there's 1,300 people in the cathedral. But by looking at the program, it mainstreams grief literacy with the concept that what breaks us open makes us whole. The gateway to addressing peace is using the power of music and the arts as a celebratory tool. You can't have peace without unity, but you can't have unity if we don't address that which destroyed our faith in our connection with all that is. And invariably, it happens to us in our childhood. Hell, it happens at birth. Just being born into this world is like, what's happening, right? But we have been hammered with suffering for all our lives, but we live in a culture that won't allow grief to be part of the conversation. But when Hope and I developed this workshop that you can find out about today after you hear the work that Hope and I are doing and what Hope is doing with me, as well as her amazing work separately, you'll see that when we unburden our grief, nothing could be more unifying around the suffering that we humans feel, because our empathy comes forward and our compassion for the pain that we experience. And all those things, those feelings, are pretty much hiding in hospices and hospitals around the world. It's time to mainstream grief literacy so that we really have something to celebrate. And so we do the day-long workshop, and in the DNA of grief literacy, there are going to be 70 people, hopefully, that will have something to share that night. And we're going to create a special moment in the concert that night about what the 70 people did for all of us, which is heal the burden of unmetabolized grief. And this concert is going to be amazing. Amazing singer-songwriters, amazing wisdom keepers, some of whom are here tonight on this show. And the idea is, when we can gather together and acknowledge that we're all holding breaking hearts from seeing what's going on in Europe, from seeing what's going on in our country, from seeing the othering of people because of this color of their skin, there's one thing better to do right now than just be in shock and deer in the headlights. Like, what should we do? We galvanize together the best of our humanity, and we use music as a way to unify us. So that is what We Rise as One is all about. And you're going to hear all about the concert and more about it. But I think it's a good time for me to invite Hezekiah and David Wick, because I just love the way they responded to this idea of the connection between our ability to be the beacons of light that we all are, and an intelligent way to approach grief that will allow us to be that shiny beacon of goodness and peace loving in the world.
Gary, I don't know if we have Tez and David right here, and we're excited to hear from them. And I didn't know if you still wanted Jody Ma to do a prayer, what we had on the agenda.
Yes.
See, I'm so great. Thank you. It would be a good time for all of us to do that. Thank you.
Here she is, the wonderful Jody Ma. Welcome back to the Awakening World. And it was so wonderful because you and I were next to each other during the Pathways to Peace event last September. So it's kind of full circle, Jody Ma.
It is. And I love sitting in circle. So, wow. Both Gary, all of that you're sharing here is so significant and such good medicine for our time. So I'm just going to ask everyone to take a moment and sit down exactly where you are in that sacred place in the middle of yourself. And take a deep breath, a shared breath together, and breathe into that space so that you begin to connect with the light and the sound of the universe that lives there. And take another deep breath and allow that force of the light and the sound to move out and into every cell of your body, so that it begins to fill your form with light. And take another deep breath and breathe into that light and sound of the universe, and let it radiate out 3 to 4 feet on all sides of you, so you are fully activated for truly right now, in this moment of prophecy and time. It is time for all light bringers to fully activate themselves. I'll sit in the silence of that for a moment so we might unify in the oneness of the light we are. Oh, Mother, Father, God, I'm sitting here on the sacred territory of the Pomo and the Coastal Miwok people. I'm offering up this prayer to you tonight with gratitude in my heart. Gratitude for the morning star that called the sun so that the sun could bring the light of day. We could take a deep breath when we awoke and open ourselves and fill ourselves with the light of a new dawn. Thank you for the star nation, the moon, those that swim and those that fly, the creepy crawlers, the two-leggeds, the four-leggeds, and the one-leggeds that are standing tall all around me right now. Great redwoods listening and informing us in this moment of time and prayer. Thank you for everyone that is gathered here tonight, that has heard your voice and is waking themselves up into a moment of choice. For the prophecies prepared us, and the prophecies are instructing us now through the wisdom and ancestral wisdom of our original people globally, and we are listening. Thank you for allowing us to crack our hearts wide open so that love and the intelligence of love can light and show us the way. For truly, when that heart pops open, we are able to embrace the grief of that which is falling down in this cycle of turning. And as we embrace our grief, we are able to strengthen ourselves through the vulnerability of the moment we stand in and the humility it takes to walk in this day, bringing the light of the new dawn. Every heart here may have something on it, so I ask you to touch each and every heart right now in this moment with the medicine of this prayer, so that whatever's heavy there can lift itself up as we join in the weaving of what's unfolding tonight, the weaving of story and poems, the weaving of music, as we all join ourselves in the wave of the music, as sound moves us, unifies us, and lifts us up into harmony with our hearts, with our voices, with our prayer. It is through all of this coming together that brings us into a time of harmony where we are all to rise as one. Everyone here is a medicine for the time. Everyone here put their skin on and knew they could come and assist and serve in this time of the great turning, of the ascension of this beautiful Mother Earth as she moves us all with her into her heart. And for the first time, we as human beings get to be human beings. We get to actualize that part of our story. Thank you, Mother Earth, for your patience and tolerance, for showing us how to model that in this moment of choice. Thank you for all that is, has been, and will be. Let us let go of a story that's old and completing itself, and let us open to the new one that you are waking to. I give thanks to the grandmother that dreamed this dream into creation and is still dreaming it now. I give thanks that we are all listening, connecting, embracing, and transforming and transmuting that which we no longer need. For truly the river of life is a current of unification and a story that the old ones told us about and are still telling us now as it opens itself into the new dawn of the next cycle for this Mother Earth, where unity is at the heart of it and the pulse of it can be felt through each and every one of us. Take a moment to allow yourself to feel your heart pumping. And as you do, know that we are synchronizing ourselves through this field of love and care and courage. We rise as one and we celebrate life and bring joy into the great turning time. I give thanks. I give thanks. I give thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. What a beautiful, powerful prayer.
My goodness. I'm telling you, Jyoti. Scott, we're going to have to take that recording and you're going to have to let me set that to music because the world
Yes,
will do that.
I will do that. We'll send you
With your
the
permission, Jyoti, of course. Yeah,
Absolutely.
that was just unbelievably powerful. Thank you. Oh my God. Well, now that I can invite David and Tez, and I want to just say, I want to share something that my beloved friend Neil Rogan said, which is so beautiful. He said, Earth is a work of art. Protecting her is the work of artists. And this is just so core to the mission of the We Rise as One. And so I just want you guys to share what was it about what Hope and I have been doing together and then how it interfaced with our desire. We originally wanted to do it on Peace Day, but then we even found a way to explain, well, maybe it's what are we going to do and roll up our sleeves now that Peace Days happen? What's our next move, you know? So share a little bit. Whoever wants to start first.
Well, I would say, Hezekiah, I want you to talk about just the inspiration, and then I'll talk about the foundation that this is all built upon, and social change as a manifestation of what we're doing.
Sounds perfect. And then maybe we can come back to where Pathways to Peace is today, which, Scott, thank you for asking us to speak to that as well.
Good.
So I always giggle a little when Gary talks about the vision, because from my perspective, this is the vision that I have held for We Rise as One. And of course, it just makes total sense that, you know, all transformative discoveries have come to more than one person at the time. But we can, at Pathways to Peace, totally own this vision of We Rise as One. And can I just say before I speak to that in this moment, Jyoti, that was the most beautiful prayer I've ever heard. And Omashar, that was the most beautiful piece of music I've ever heard. And Gary sharing that transformance was the most poignant moment I've ever lived into. And so for me, this is the challenge for all of us, is to be in this present moment, to experience every moment as the most unique, precious, and powerful moment that we could ever experience. And so I just want to put out big thanks. I was in tears, Jyoti. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. So having this vision, so let me just say that I've carried for a while this vision of having Gary have a concert at Grace Cathedral. Long time ago, 41 years ago, when Pathways to Peace had hosted the first International Day of Peace in San Francisco, the birthplace of the United Nations, Grace Cathedral had a 24-hour vigil. Since that time, we've held Grace Cathedral as a part of who we are as Pathways to Peace. I always say it's in our DNA. Grace Cathedral is our spiritual home. So having Gary's incredible music in that amazing space, our spiritual home has been a part of a vision that I've carried for a while. Then I've become very aware, and many of you probably have as well, that the grief on the planet right now is palpable. You can feel it. We experience it. So we are all grieving. And as a result, that unexpressed grief is getting in the way of us fully being who we are, to bring our light and our love fully onto the planet. So when I heard that Gary and Hope were doing this work around releasing unexpressed grief, and then with my vision of Gary having a concert in Grace Cathedral, the flow seemed to me to be just perfect. We come together, we share our unexpressed grief through music, through meditation, through experiences together with others. We release that grief, and then we come into this huge celebration of unity. It's just that flow that's so, I think, right for the times we're living in right now. And so, yes, we wanted to have it on Peace Day, but we came to believe that having it at the culmination of Peace Day, Peace Week, was exactly right. And in addition to that, you know, we have, because of Pathways to Peace's history, which David will talk a little bit about, we need to be in community, in our global community, as well as our local community, around the International Day of Peace, Peace Month, and Peace Week. And in addition to that, we are celebrating the 80th anniversary of the founding of the United Nations, which is October 24th. And so we just got done commemorating the bombings at Hiroshima and Nagasaki, that horrific end to the war. And then, if you can imagine, in 1945, these conscious leaders around the world coming together and saying, we need to create unity around our world. We need to create United Nations. And we can say what we will about the United Nations, but it still is the one institution that brings together all of the world's leaders. And so we are so honored and delighted that these visions came together in such a beautiful way, and really feels like perfection with this event that is customized for our time right here and right now. So thank you, Gary, for your work. Thank you, Hope, for your work. And thank you for the opportunity to activate this work on our planet.
Thank
Yes,
you.
beautifully so. So what I would like to do is give a view into manifestation and evolution that we are all part of, that this is another step in evolution and manifestation that we are doing. So Pathways to Peace, well, it was born in the vision of Avon Madison when she was 4 years old. And saw a vision of world peace. And through her life was manifesting great, Scott. Yes, there's Avon. And she's a beautiful, bright spirit, always has been. And she, along with Joni Cardelli, had founded the Pathways to Peace. But the bigger story here is that in 1981, Avon had been engaged at the United Nations with some of the international work that she was doing, and was with Pathways. She was very instrumental in helping the passage of the resolution in 1981, creating the International Day of Peace. That was the beginning of the International Day of Peace. It was to be global, it was to be with all humanity. And 82, it was a quiet moment of silence in the General Assembly. And the same in 1983. It was to be brought out globally. And so we at Pathways to Peace, and particularly with the leadership of Avon, said, well, let's do this. It's ours to do. We will do it. In 1984, we worked for a year organizing the first International Day of Peace in San Francisco, Civic Center Plaza, the first major event. And there's a whole big story behind this. In 1984. And that was also with 70 other countries. This is without computer. This is, fax and telephone calls. And so that was in 1984. So again, and then we had celebrated, and Pathways helped to lead the way around the world and in cities across the country of International Days of Peace. So for last year, 2024, was the 40th anniversary of the main event in San Francisco, when we had the 1984 to 2024. And I'll give you a quick view as to what some of that looked like. No. And I'm just going to give you a quick through here. This was the stage in front of the City Hall in San Francisco. And it was about You Are a Pathway to Peace and celebrating the International Day of Peace. And this was a major event. This is the stage. This is before all the action happened. But it was, again, celebrating the 40th anniversary in front of City Hall. And so this was the beginning. This is a milestone of acknowledging what we had done. So moving to this year, and from that experience, we have created, Jessica and I organized the San Francisco Bay Area Culture of Peace Collaborative. These are NGOs, organizations that were part of this event, and many of you were there. And Scott was there, and Piper was there, and many people were there. But it was a milestone of accomplishment. So think about it. Now, today, there's hundreds of millions, and some people say billions of people who are aware of the International Day of Peace and celebrate it and are part of it and participate in it, as we are this year. And this part of the 27th is acknowledging International Day of Peace. But think about that. From a few hundred, maybe 1,000 people in 1984 to billion people around the world, changing their mindset and impact. That's a manifestation. That's a manifestation of an impulse. So we're part of that, and we're moving that forward now and into the future. So Tezekiah, please.
Yes, and I'll try to make it brief because I want to really honor that we have a lot of other folks that are here to share their wisdom. So yes, we said we'd talk a little bit about Pathways to Peace today. And so what I first want to say is that about 50% of our work at Pathways to Peace is to expand unitive consciousness. We know that we're building that field where peace can prevail on earth. And the other 50% is bringing that unitive consciousness into our programs and our practices, activating it through those programs and practices. So just quickly, Scott, if you'd be willing to bring up our Pathways to Peace homepage, you can see our main programs. So we've got We Rise as One right there, our girls' shelter in Guinea. We have a peace school in Guinea. We have a very robust youth leadership program of middle school and high school kids. And then we track them into becoming youth representatives at the United Nations. We are just completing our Exceptional Women of Peace Awards, and the ceremony will be on September 13th with Ambassador Chowdhury as our keynote speaker. And then we have a very robust nuclear disarmament advocacy and research program as well. Again, we are building top down and bottom up. In the middle, that change will occur. So we invite all of you, if anything calls to you about what we've presented, please reach out to us. We love to have volunteers. We have room for many volunteers to do local global peace on our planet. And so please know you are welcome. And when volunteers come to us, the first question we ask is, what would make your heart sing? And if you can identify that, we can find a place for you. That's the only way it works. So each of you are a pathway to peace. And I would say my call to action tonight, looking at the grief we're all experiencing, the call is really to balance that compassion, that grief, with our call to bring our light and love to our planet. We've never needed it more than we need it now. And so we have all the compassion for the suffering we can muster, and we can't let it immobilize us. The Mother Gaia needs us now. So thank you.
Thank you so much, David and Tez. Very, very beautiful. And we showed her picture briefly, but I brought it up. I do want to take a moment just to acknowledge Avon Madison. Avon was on Saturday Night Live for the Global Peace Tribe when we were celebrating Peace Day 1 year. I think it was our second year. She passed away 2 weeks later. It was her last public appearance was on our show.
Oh my God.
And she was such a bright light. And so just acknowledging her and her spirit, she truly is one of those beings that I believe is an angel in heaven guiding us. So I want to acknowledge her. And Tez and David, thank you so much for the great work you're doing. And I'll turn it back over to Gary.
Well, no, keep us all on the screen right now as we bring and invite Hope in. So before I do that, I just want to say, for those of you who don't know, David and I have known each other since I was 18 years old as a freshman in college.
1971.
Unbelievable. We have been a part of each other's lives for that long, which is so unbelievable that we're working on this project together. It's absolutely remarkable.
Yeah.
But so I'd just like to invite Hope. You know, every once in a while you run into a person in your life that will change your life forever. Hope is that person for me. She has shown me what true humility looks like, what true service looks like, what I have learned. I learn so much from Hope every day. And I thank you for giving me my home after the hurricane, but also for showing me what it looks like when I get out of my way and my personality takes a rest, which is what Neil Rogan calls your ego, and shows up to be the being I came here to be. I'm a better person because you're in my life, Hope. So it's a very exciting time to know Hope because Shift Network came to her and invited her to start her program based on her best-selling beautiful book that has been sweeping the world called The Infinity Wave. But before we go into that, as we're all four on the screen, this is the foursome. This is the four of us. We're the core nucleus why the reason why all these other people, when you see the lineup of wisdom keepers and performers, some of them we're blessed to have them with us tonight. And the four of us are really quite a team, aren't we?
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm handing the baton to you, Hope.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay. Boom. All right. Oh my gosh. This has been, well, it's my first introduction to Tez and David, and every single time we meet, I love them more. It has been just a complete joy to work side by side, and even though you three are carrying more of the thing than I am, I'm just grateful and honored to be a part of it. And you know, this whole, well, you've all expressed very beautifully what this event is about. And I think it takes a lot of courage, really, to call out this grief piece, because we would rather tiptoe around it. We would rather go, oh, let's just be happy. And great to be happy, but it's really important to not turn away from the other part. And so I know Gary and I, when we've done our workshops, we have tiptoed sometimes, you know, well, we don't want to say the G word, you know, but it's time. It's absolutely time. And now we're going to kind of call it out from the mountaintops. We're really going to do it, but with a way out. And we know the way out. And this is the work that Gary and I have put together from the Graceful Passages work that Gary and the Stillwaters did. We've devised a system for going through a 4-part series to get from one place to another, to go from grief to gratitude. And it seems to work because we've done it a number of times now. And people come out feeling very, very different, very unburdened, and much, much lighter. And that's what we need, to have a system like that, to have it be reproducible. We're just so excited that we've landed on this and are able to communicate it. And one of the most, of course, we couldn't do it without Gary's music, because Gary's music opens the heart, as we've already experienced tonight. It just gets right in there and opens everything up. And we become vulnerable and we become available to our essence, you know, and what's really true. So this is just incredibly exciting to be able to do it at this time, in this way, in this place, with these people who are here tonight and others who are going to be coming, performing, and so on. So that's kind of where
I want to take a quick minute just to let people know, again, so it's a little bit clear. Whoops, wrong one. There are.
I'm going to go there in a minute. Yeah.
Yeah. What I want people to know is that there's 2 events happening, and you can learn about both of them by going to globalwisdomfoundation.org, and right off the bat at the very top you'll see this. The Graceful Passages workshop is going to be on September 27th at 9:30 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. So that's the workshop that they're describing. And then following the workshop will be the Unity and Community Peace Concert at the same location, Grace Cathedral.
And we're going to have a networking event. If you go further down, Scott, meeting some of the artists, people will have tables that are part of the San Francisco Peace Collaborative. So we're going to have a networking event from 6 to 7:30. We actually have to change that date. I didn't realize, the time. is 6 to 7:30. But this was originally conceived as a 3-day urban festival, and we just put it all in one day because we only had 3 months to plan it, right? But before I give you a chance to talk about what's coming up for you and around some of the modalities that we bring into our workshop, which is the best of what both of us have done in our lives, I wanted to just bring up one point in memory that I'm almost teary about. I will never forget when we were sitting on your couch, and you and I were still very new to each other, and I knew that you'd listened to Graceful like on a bootleg copy way back in 2003, a couple of years after it came out or something. But then I looked at you. I said, "So if I had a year to live, the only thing I'd want to do is focus on how could I create a greater than cognitive understanding, direct understanding, experience of our mortality." Because what happens when you really know you're going to disappear, like for real, it's impossible for you to intentionally hurt another person or the earth. And it becomes a real vehicle for radical gratitude for the preciousness of life. And you looked at me and you went, "Me too." And I didn't know anything about your death doula training. I didn't know about your early years as a teenager, focused on helping people who are dying as a teenager, mind you. She had this whole relationship with this field before she was even 20 years old. And I looked at you and I said, "Let's shake on it. Let's shake on it. Let's do something about this." And it took us about 7 years, but we finally did. So I was just sitting with that memory, Hope, and here we are. Isn't that exciting?
It really is. It really is. It's a beautiful manifestation. And living with the end in mind makes something like this happen. Right?
Yeah.
We're walking our talk in a way, I guess. But
So why don't you take the baton and talk a little bit about the work and then also about the book and give them the Receiving the Infinite, and just take that time to do that and let people experience the beauty of you.
well, I will be brief. I have been lucky enough to be on Scott's show previously, talking about my book, The Infinity Wave, Mastering the Art of Love, Compassion, and Flow. And this is an energy, it's a symbol that came to me in a series of visions 15 years ago. And I've been teaching about it ever since, because it is an easy way, a quick way to drop into love and compassion at a very high level. Anyway, I use it, we use it in our workshop, and in the 4-part series that is the workshop. The Infinity Wave is a major part of the exercises, the meditations that occur. They seem to pair very beautifully with Gary's music and open the gateways to pretty profound experiences. So I use the Infinity Wave in that way, as well as many other ways, but that's why it's relevant to this conversation. Anyway, I have been asked to create a workshop on the Infinity Wave for the Shift Network, and I'm thrilled about it. And it starts September 18th. And so that's what Scott was kind enough, here he is sharing it. Thank you very much. It's a thrill to do this.
And actually, I see that you've got a free event to give people the chance to kind of get a sense of it. That's coming right up this Tuesday at 11 o'clock Pacific time, 2 o'clock Eastern. So it's a free event that people can register for. Just go to the Shift Network /Infinity Wave. And I'm, of course, going to put the link into the chat box for those of us who are in the Zoom room. And then if you scroll down, I will accept defaults. I'll accept the cookies.
Scott, I also sent you a link to use for that if you wish, so they don't have to go to the website, just in case. Anyway,
I will grab that as well. I do have it actually right here.
Thank you so much. Anyway, I think that comes from me, and then but what we do have for you is a short way to receive the Infinity Wave tonight. And then it's very simple. And then you can go and play with it in your life and see how it really helps with the grief and really helps when we get into those crunchy places where we just get so upset about the latest news or whatever it is. We can use the wave to bring down our emotional response and quickly get us back into stasis, into peace and ease. So that's why we're introducing it at this time tonight, or not introducing it, but letting you try it out. So you can just listen to this next piece, and then you're off and running.
And you guys, you could only understand when we go into the studio, none of this is pre-written. It's all improvised. And there's something really amazing about it. Like it, I almost feel like energetically it records the yes in the energy of us opening to the portal, right? So I'm going to play it because that way we won't see your iTunes, Scott, if it's okay.
Okay.
with
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Thanks. So you guys, here it is again, an opportunity to not only drop in, close your eyes, and feel what's happening.
I was going to open it and it has started and I'm trying to stop it.
I would
There we
like
go.
to do it so we don't have to see your iTunes, if that's all right, Scott.
There we go. Okay. You can go ahead and do it, Gary.
So again, these are what you're hearing in this recording is after living with the infinity wave as part of the guided meditations we bring in our workshop, you're hearing an opportunity for sculpted sound alchemizing with this improvised portal that's coming through hope that I think is conveying not only the words and the music, but the yes to spirit coming through as a healing experience. So just allow yourself to feel energetically sensitive to that. And I just want to also say to everyone that's waiting in the wings, I just thank you for being patient. Ami, Jyoti, everyone, please, we're so excited to hear from you soon. But here we go. This is going to be at 4.5 minutes. Just let yourself experience it, and here it goes. Wait a minute, it doesn't say.
We can hear it.
Well, wait, it's not sharing the audio though. Hold on. Properly. Sorry. Here we go. There we go. All right.
What is flow? Flow is the absence of hard edges. Flow is lack of resistance. Yet flow has a purpose and a path. To enter into a flow state, let us invite the infinity wave into our beings. Imagine in your heart center that there is a tiny figure 8 of flowing water. And just imagine it there and observe it. You may notice it has a color. It may be turned in a particular direction. And as you observe it, you may even have a sensation, subtle, in inside your heart center. A little movement, a little tugging, a little softening. Or perhaps not. This figure 8 of flowing water, there in your heart center, is comprised of a very high frequency of love and compassion. So by inviting it into the very core of you, you are giving yourself an energy bath of love and compassion just for you. See if you can receive it. For it is infinite. Now you are in a state of flow.
Thank you
Thank you.
for going on the infinity road, the infinity wave with us. Yeah. So now, Scott, why don't you take the next introduction, please?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you again. And we can all really, I strongly encourage people to check out what Hope is doing. And again, if you go to the Shift Network link, you can watch a video, learn a little bit about it, and register for her event Tuesday at 11 a.m. I'm going to do that. So I hope to see some of you on Tuesday morning for kind of the introduction to what she's doing. And it looks really, really, really beautiful. Congratulations, Hope.
Thank you so much, Scott. Thank you.
And it's amazing, you know, you're a beloved member of our community. And I just want to acknowledge how exciting it is that something you've created, a vision that you had, is just taking off. I mean, it's really, really cool. So, you know, thank you very much for that inspiration for all of us, you know, and it's a reminder to all of us that, you know, follow through with your visions. You just never know what's going to take off. You know?
or when.
or when, or when. Exactly. Gary, our next on the agenda next is Jody Ma
But
coming
she left.
on. Oh, did she? No, she's right here.
Oh, is she here? Oh, good. Wait,
Absolutely.
Jyoti, do you have to leave now, honey?
No, I'm good. I'm
Oh,
good.
good. Oh, good, good, good. Well, so what I wanted to do was, I mean, I'm still vibrating from that prayer because you know how long I lived with you, that prayer that you did for Graceful Passages Walk On for so many years before I finally met you, which is yeah, you know, Michael and Doris recorded you way back in 1999 or something, and then I never met you until 2020, which is at the Caravan of Unity at Grace Cathedral. And this is the 99th day. It's like a bookend to that experience, right? So I just, you know, I just want people to know how privileged we are to have you here now, for you have to be the very first person I invited to the We Rise as One event before it was even called We Rise as One, and how many thousands of times I've heard Walk On before I even met you. And now I get you in the Zoom flesh. I just want to give you a chance to say I have the walk on video ready to play so that people can experience that magic. But I just wanted to give you an opportunity to be here. I don't have any particular. I mean, really, you have been traveling around the world with this amazing mission. Could you just say a little bit about what you've been doing? It's been so extraordinary, and I think it would be really great for people to know.
Oh, well, I know we need to be brief with our time, but I've been traveling as many of our elders are throughout the solstice and still because of where we are on the planet and what the planet is calling for. And so as I traveled first to the Black Hills and the Sundance, where the ancestral wisdom was being passed to the children, and then I went straight to Colombia, to the La Sierra, to spend time with the Kogi, who prefer now to be called the Kagaba Nation. And
Oh,
they too are passing old ancestral wisdoms and opening up their way of life, and more continued from there. So I right now our original people are passing that wisdom on, and it just got me full in my heart, because as they're opening the space and sending that ancestral wisdom through our children towards that new dawn that's rising for us all. So thank you. Thank you, Gary. Thank you for everyone that's on here and all that you bring to the weaving of this new dawn, that we are in this together. We do rise as one. And as speak about just real quickly, you know, when Gary came, I was in Europe and I was teaching, and he was part of our circle, and came and said, Jyoti, can you see if the mother will come and answer the question, what would she like to say that those that are going into this great transition of death? And I said, well, come tomorrow at 7:30, because our days were like 12-hour day long. And he came, put a
you're talking
mic.
about Michael, right? Michael.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And he came and he put on a microphone, and I went into that place that I go, and she came and she brought this prayer that you're all about to hear. And then Michael, I went on teaching for the rest of the day. Michael went on. It was many months later that he would send it back to me with music. And it was on a disc then, a CD, I think, because it was that far back.
Right.
And I, for the time, got to sit and receive her transmission coming through that. And it touched me so, and that it has continued to travel and to be with people. And one of my very dear life friends just passed a couple of months ago, and I couldn't be there with her. So I asked if they would play this video of Graceful Passages. And they went on to play many more because there are so many beautiful, amazing souls that you pulled in for this offering. So
Well, Jyoti, before I play the video, I have to bring Piper in for a minute because I know that she's just squirming to be able to thank you because Piper, Scott, can you bring Piper in for a minute?
Yeah, I'm looking. Piper needs to turn on her camera.
So Piper Dellums, Jyoti, I don't know if you know who she is, but
I
I
do,
met-
but I don't know her well. So I'm looking.
so I met her on this show when I learned that she basically listened to the wisdom films that include all the graceful passages, most of the tracks, and it helped her. She listened to nothing but that for a couple months. I'll let her tell the story, not too long because we have little time, but I know you're like dying to thank Jyoti because of because her father is one of the most celebrated civil rights politicians, the one that broke the veto of Reagan for the boycott of apartheid. Anyway, Ron Dellums, Congressman Ron Dellums, the legendary and the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So you gotta did you take your mute off, Piper? There.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to take 2 seconds because Jyoti, I'm just going to say, and you lifted me up.
Yep, right.
I can't tell you, I have watched this well over 50 times. I as I said to Gary, and now to meet you is an unbelievable honor. And I'll just thank you for walking me gracefully and passionately through the greatest grief of my life, which was losing my father. And I watched this over and over and over. It was all I would play. And your voice and that stunning piece of work, that art, you brought the ancestors, the wisdom, and you walked us through the path in such a powerful way. God bless you. And I love you. And I can't wait to hear this. And I just wanted to say when I first saw your face, and you lifted me.
It's exactly the line for me, Piper.
It's for everyone.
I know, it's indelibly printed on my mind and lifted me up. So I'm going to play the
Thank
video.
you so much, Piper.
Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you.
Do you want to play it, Gary? I've got it queued up if you want.
Oh, go for it. Yeah, well, no, remember, I have a better Wi-Fi here. So I'm going to play it. Okay? Here we go. This is like the most beautiful night. I'm so grateful. I'm like filled with so much passion and joy and gratitude. Here we go. So this is about 8 minutes. So settle in, everybody, because this has touched over 1 million people's lives. The whole work has touched over 1 million people's lives since it was released 2001.
Good morning, Grandfather. I entered this life a ways back and put skin on to walk two-legged on this creation. And what a glorious time it was. It taught me about breath and about sensing and feeling and caring through my heart. And I walked on around that red road, looking and trying to understand more about the mystery and the secrets she holds. And you spoke to me through the wind. And you sang to me through the birds. And you brought challenges forth so that I might listen to the message you bring me more sincerely. And I kept walking down this road. And I came round the bend at the middle of that curve in the road, and I began to find a secret in the spirit of myself. And still I walked on. Sometimes blind and deaf, and sometimes with pain. But I fought with my fears, and I embraced my unknowingness, and still I walked on. And as the door of the Great Spirit World came closer, my fear loomed up inside sometimes, but something called me forth. The morning star rose with each day. And my prayer became a centering. And still I walked on. Until I began to hear the song of the mother. And her arms embraced me so. That instead of walking, she carried me right to the door. And as the door opened, I heard her song. And her song lifted me up. So I could soar.
I just want you to see the David Fortney credit. David Fortney, master cinematographer. Oh, I haven't seen that in so long. Sorry, hold on. How do I turn this off?
Had that same problem.
Trying to figure out.
So
where it is.
beautiful.
Oh, sorry, guys.
There's a question for Jody Ma, which I think, actually, I was going to ask it, and Dr. Laura put it in the chat box. And it's something I think many of us are wondering. Given your travels and your connection to the people formerly known as Kogi, I haven't memorized the new name. Can you please tell us what kind of information you're receiving? Because of course we all are wondering, most of us saw that video and would love to hear kind of the latest from you.
Well, I know that's a big question, and I want to be sure to hold it and really with all my heart and respect. Interesting enough, I just came off of a call yesterday with the Mamos, giving another message. They're talking to us because now they gave us that first message, which was 2 years. So now we're 4 months away from when that message was given, and they're collecting things in order to be able to bring us a message about how we need to prepare for the next 7 years. And so the mother is about to start some big movements. And it's good when we can circle up like this and center ourselves and know we are prepared for the moment we're standing in, and know that, embody the original principle, be the peace, be the unity, be the love. That's what they keep saying. And support the original people, because she's handing them a formula for the healing that can help us all. So I'll just say that much, and maybe Scott, another time we can have more of a talk in a longer way. But at least maybe it touches the question that was brought by Dr. Laura. Thank you so much for the question and for keeping Mother Earth fully in alignment with the way you walk. When you are in alignment, you feel her heartbeat, your heartbeat becomes in line with hers. It becomes one heartbeat. We become one heartbeat. Let it be so.
Thank you so much. And I will text you and let's schedule a time to have you come on and really go deeper into this very important conversation. And thank you for being willing to give us a little homeopathic dose of the medicine.
And Scott, I'm really glad you asked, because that was like, live news happening right on Global Awakening. That's a big thing she said. And I went, wait a minute, what? So thank you, Jyoti, for being here. And Piper, come on. And we have to move forward, but thank you so much, my dear. Yeah. Wasn't it something to see that again? I haven't seen that video in so many years now.
Stunning. Absolutely.
David Fortney is the cinematographer, and master images to this day. They were done 15 years ago and they're still stunning.
Oh,
Right.
The music is stunning. Her voice is stunning. The writing is stunning, and the spirit that flows through it all. Stunning.
Yeah, and by the way, for those of you who want to see those films, go to Islands of Inner Peace on Gaia TV. You can get a free month and decide if you want to be a member. And There's the Ivan's Infinite Peace is my television show on which all these wisdom films exist, including the one you just saw. So thank you, Jyoti, for being with us tonight. And Piper, let's pass the baton, honey.
Like, I know that we're running late. I'm just going to start with the poem because I think it feeds into everything.
Fantastic. And
And
I'm going to
thank
let
you,
you kind
Gary.
of direct the show around when to do the Microsoft. I'm not going to play the piece video because of time, but because this is really about you. So go ahead.
I'll do the poem and whichever micro short you'd like. Before the first cry of war, before lines were carved into the skin of the earth, before time began to keep its restless count, there was a single breath, a breath vast enough to wrap the mountains in silver mist, deep enough to birth the oceans, gentle enough to lift the first light over the sleeping world. From that breath, rivers wandered forth, carrying the memory of unity. From that breath, the wind learned to sing across every land and every tongue. From that breath, we came not as divided tribes, but as one family, each soul carrying the same fire hidden behind open eyes. We are kin to the olive tree that cradles peace in its roots, to the whale whose song crosses unseen borders, to the sky that belongs to no single nation. Our skin carries every shade the earth has ever painted, ochres of desert, browns of fertile soil, the gold of sunlit fields, the deep black of midnight skies. Our voices are shaped by the same first breath, born of the same ancient wind. There is no other among us, only one living body called humanity, only one heartbeat echoing through the walls of our shared home. And yet, we have seen the small joys of children snatched away, their games and laughter replaced by fear. We have seen mothers clutch empty arms where once they held their sleeping babies. We have heard bedtime songs, silenced mid-note, swallowed by the wall of sirens and the thunder of war. We have watched their gardens reduced to ash before a single blossom could unfold, but peace, like the sweet scent that lifts from the earth after the rain, finds its way back, carrying the promise that life will bloom again. That is the promise of peace. It returns when the midnight tears of a widow shed for all she has lost rise with the sun as whispered prayers for the living. It returns when the soft, defiant laughter of a child weaves its way through broken streets and shattered walls, carrying hope where even light struggles to enter. It returns when the women of the world rise side by side, their backs straight, unbent by the weight of sorrow, their eyes steady, unafraid to face what comes. In their hands, they hold the seeds of tomorrow, the children they protect, the dreams they refuse to surrender, and the quiet power to plant peace where war once grew. Listen, beneath the canyons and the cries, beneath the iron weight of fear, there is still the quiet hum of the beginning. It moves in the turning of the seasons, in the hush of snowfall, in the first bird who dares to call the sun awake. It is the breath of peace, waiting inside of us, pleading to be exhaled and exalted back into the world. So let us rise. Let us unclench our fists and open our palms to one another. Let us speak not in the language of war, but in the dialect of rivers and rains. Let the breath that began us be the breath that heals us, until the light of peace spills across every horizon into all of creation, and all of humanity stands together as one, facing the same morning sky. We will rise.
Everyone, I want you to understand that what you just heard will be featured with what we're going to do that night is the alchemical wisdom modality of setting wisdom to music live. And we're going to have the great fortune to hear that poem be read by Piper with music that we haven't heard before, because it'll be improvised. But Piper, Tezekiah, I'm just thinking about you and David. That has to be one of the most powerful poems for peace I have ever heard in my life. I'm stunned by its power. So in the, I wish we had more time, but in the spirit of the extraordinary artistry and eloquence and power that you bring to this conversation, because we do have to move to our other beautiful guests, if you could share the micro short that is part of the Illuminating Film Festival competition.
Oh, I gave to Scott.
Yeah,
Okay,
so I've got two, and they're both beautiful, and we've got plenty of time.
They're
We have
40
all the
seconds.
time in the world. So
Okay, all
here we
right.
go.
This is your rodeo.
We're going to steal 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Okay, go ahead, Scott. Thank you for writing me. I'm sorry.
No.
Is it going to play full screen?
I sure hope so. Are you seeing full screen?
No.
Boy,
Humanity moves
Stop for a
like
minute.
a river.
yeah, unfortunately, this is the way she sent it to me.
So I tell you what, if Piper, do you know, if you can play it full screen, I can invite Ami and then come back with it. Is that okay? Or do you have a way of doing it now? Can't hear you.
You're muted, Mike Piper.
I said, absolutely. I'll send them to Scott via email. You move to the next guest, and then we will show it to you.
Come back to you.
Send it,
Okay.
send it. So, Piper, it's important for me to get it as an MP4,
Oh, absolutely.
right? And because what you sent in the text thread, it's.
I understand.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm still just resonating with that poem, Piper. I just need to look at Tez and David's face for a minute. Have you ever heard a poem about peace like that? I'm speechless.
No, it's incredible. I mean, every sentence, just moving through it, then coming deeper, it's like, oh my gosh, it's just deeply resonant and very powerful.
Piper, I want to ask, I'm butting into an area that's not mine to butt in, but in the same way that Tezekiah and David took a piece of music of mine called The Science of Love from Thrive and uses it as a way to awaken people, may I ask on behalf of you, Tez, can that poem be offered to the Prayers to Pathways to Peace body of work?
I'm struggling, Piper, to put into words in the chat how moved I am by that. And yes, if we can, of course, with credit to you, but if we can use that poem, I'm thinking.
It was written for Gary. It was written for you.
I'm going to score it, just like the Jyoti prayer. So we're going to have to find ways to score that for the world.
And I would love, Piper, if we could have you come on to
For
one
Peace
of
Day.
our events to speak it, because it was just so amazingly powerful through you.
Unbelievable.
I would
So-
be honored. I would be honored.
You're so amazing.
I
Thank
love
you,
you.
thank you,
Thank
thank
you.
you. And I'll send this chat, but it can't express what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Just
From
thank you.
from the soul to the soul.
Exactly.
So I thank you, my dear Piper. Now it's perfect that you're here, Tez and David, because you have. How can we describe how we feel about Amikela Gaston in words?
Oh my gosh.
I just felt awesome.
That's right. And I said from the stage last year, because Ami was our MC for
Oh, Ami!
celebration. And I said, she is one of my favorite people in the world. I
It
mean,
is-
honestly,
It was truly.
I love her so much. Ami, I just love you so much. You know that.
Oh my gosh.
No.
I'm over here trying to wipe the tears from
I know.
Piper's poem. I'm like,
I
okay, get it together,
know.
Michaela.
Yes,
Piper, I don't
exactly.
even know how to say words and except to embrace the beautiful love that you all just shared with me just now saying those things. Thank you so
Well,
much. And I love this community like none other, truly. What a
Well, I mean,
magical moment this is.
Amikela, I want you people to understand what Amikela it represents. I wish I had a bio to read because the work that she does in the world. I mean, I think you can say it better than I can, Tez. I mean,
Oh, I mean, once again, I'm still resonating with Piper's poem as well.
Me too. I think we all need to lie down and take a
I
nap after
know,
Piper. I
I
think
know.
the show is over. Everybody come back tomorrow.
Exactly.
Piper is closing
Yeah.
the whole thing.
That's right. And
But
I guess when I,
Kayla, she was
yeah.
the flow. She was the
Yes.
spark that kept last year's the program just alive and sparkling. She was the light that did that.
yeah,
Yes,
and I'm
light and love coming. You know, that's just what Ami is. Plus, I mean, we laugh because her voice and her talent are so incredible as well. And at one point on the stage, I turned to her and said, Ami, sing, because we had to fill some time. Our previous speaker hadn't spoken long enough, and she sang, and it's just
yeah,
it's
no,
pure magic.
All
Pure
right,
magic.
so let's create room for Ami to do her magic. But I just want to say that as the host, a formidable host at the Hello Movement gatherings that I was at both last year in Spain, Ibiza, and this year at Asheville, she brought down the house with her story. Her TED Talk is absolutely jaw-dropping.
Oh.
Ami does work with refugee children around the world. She is a storyteller, a singer, a peace activist, and an inexplicable volcano of love and creativity and peace.
And a youth ambassador.
Right.
So empowering.
Okay, well,
on
you guys.
top of all of that, and at the UN, and yes.
So,
Wow.
I mean, let's just take it away, honey. I know that we don't even know what we're going to do here. So,
I'm just so grateful to be here. Thank you so much. And hearing the prayer from Jyoti and the poem from Piper and just the beautiful love that came with what Hope was talking about with the shift work and how everyone is holding these very incredibly trying times, whether we are crying about it or crying and laughing at the same time, which is what I've been doing, honey, and really trying to be in the is of the new situation. Feels very old as well. It feels very an ancient kind of like Joanna Macy calls it the great turning. We are in that time. It's really an unearthing of our soul's force and calling us to be our truest is. I think Jyoti said it so beautifully as well. And I think the level of power and resilience that is calling to us right now to move through these times, I found that beauty and resilience when I was working with the refugee children, like you were describing, particularly the ones in Palestine. And I'll tell you a really adorable story really quickly because, like we all know, time is of the absolute essence, but we stretch it and mold it to our liking and will. So we have all night long and yet no time at all. But when I was there in Palestine working with these refugee children, they had asked me to come, and I was a celebrity vocal coach for this amazing, the first Palestinian idol. Now, you know, that's a whole other story in and of itself. I know it's crazy. But one of the things that was happening was that these young children had been chosen from thousands to represent their refugee camps. And so the pressure was on not just to win the competition, but also to represent their whole community. So these children, their voices were cracking, they were crying all the time. They were having their own version of PTSD on the stage. And so I had to come and kind of keep them bubbly and light. And the day that I got there, this young girl who was 9 years old, she grabbed my hand and she pulled me through all of the media and through all of the people and past the prime minister. And she pulled me into this alleyway and they kept trying to stop her. And I was like, no, 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 let her take me where she needs to go. She has a message to share. And she had said that she wrote this song for me to sing to all of the people in America to help them remember how to love Palestine. And so this is an original from her. And it goes like this. Ana ya habibi, habibi ili, ya hasfura baida, ya baatis ili. Dayak taphada, wada sayhada, Ana ya habibi, habibi ili. We are the children of Palestine. We are the children of the Holy Land. We are living in poverty in the villages, towns, and big cities. We seek change, not charity. We seek change, not charity. If food, shelter, and playing in school is not for me, only for you, then what is freedom? What is right? And it touched me so that she had the bravery to sing it, the message, the love, the desire to help us remember to love each other, especially loving the children, but even more than love, stepping into a place of remembering that it's more than love. It's about justice. It's about believing that we all have the right to be free. And I think that that's what this time is calling us to remember as we see all of the things happening around the world, happening here at home, happening all, you know, down the street. People are getting snatched up, taken from their homes, not knowing what's happening. We're all feeling so dysregulated and frustrated and afraid that the beauty of what's about to happen with Re-Rise as One is a something that is more that I'm just proud of. It's something that is vital to our well-being, to our essence. We need this time to come together, to share our voices, share our hearts, share our tears, share our love, share our creativity, share our desire to be in community with one another and to be that place that is safe for us to laugh and cry. Because you know, it's the same release, to quote Joni Mitchell, because that's the truth. The truth of this moment is that we have to not only revel in the beauty of the words of Piper and revel in the prayers of Jyotima and revel in the hope that hope brings us and revel in the music and magic of Gary and Hezekiah and David, all of these people that are here, Scott, holding this space for us, but to remember in our own presence, we bring power. We are each our own individual thread to this beautiful quilt of humanity. And so it is, and so it shall be. Aho, ashe, amen, all day. And that's my beautiful rant, baby.
I
Set
love
back
you.
the music, Dave.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Holo magic. Oh my
Hello,
God.
magic. Woo! Yay.
Oh my God. So now you guys, now you understand what We Rise as One is about, embracing the bouquet, the abundanza, the cornucopia of the riches that we are, and presenting an opportunity and a mirror, a reflection on the stage that we're all part of this extraordinary opportunity to bring our energy together and proclaim the power of peace and unity. And the only open heart is a cracked heart. The only working heart is a cracked open heart. What cracks us open makes us whole. So this is about really that. And what else can we say? But maybe play just final comments before we go to Bob Simon's song, because we have an amazing contribution. And then we'll, believe it or not, I guess we'll still do a roundtable, because I don't know, we're still going, huh, Scott?
Yeah, and actually we have Piper's videos.
Oh, right. Forgive me. Sorry. Very important. Right.
So
No, we want to. Yeah.
So they're beautiful. They're very brief.
Thank you, Ami. I love you.
I love you too, precious.
So we're gonna put the focus on Piper now for a minute or two or three, and we're fine on time. So let's just take a breath. It's Saturday night. We're good on time. We don't need to worry about rushing. And so much goes into these beautiful videos that you create. And I just really want to honor that. You know, they might be short, but they're sweet and they're beautiful. And they are your legacy, Piper. These videos that you create are a beautiful legacy. Just as Gary's music and the videos he creates are part of his legacy. And, you know, we're not all going to be here forever. And so I just really am glad that we get to share these videos, these creative expressions with you while you're in body, while Gary's in body, while we're all still in our physical bodies. So the first one I've got queued up is our story. And I love this one. Is there anything you'd like to say about it?
I think it's simply the story of humanity. It is our story, and that's, you know, beautiful. The second one is the beauty of all of our ancestry and all of our ancestors, and bringing us back into unity as one. Very simple.
Okay, here we go with our story.
Humanity moves like a river, each current carrying a different remedy. Some speak in fire, shaping the world with force. Some whisper in wind, bending without breaking. Some are the deep roots holding the weight of our history. No single path is the cure, but together we form the medicine that heals the fractures in our knowing. In our story, told in one land and answered in another, a song rises in the mountains and finds its echo in the sea. Every hand, every tongue, every way of being is a thread in the vast weaving of awakening.
So beautiful, Piper. So very, very beautiful.
I noticed that they're jumping, and which is okay. They usually have these beautiful fluid transitions, but I think it's because of you too. But thank you, Scott.
Well, and here's If You Listen. And so let's all listen.
If you listen, you will hear the whispers of the ancestors. The ones who walked with the desert winds, who knew the language of shifting sands. the ones who trace the stars with their bare hands, who mapped the sky like a living scripture, the ones who spoke to rivers and carried fire in their bones, who danced with the thunder to call down the rains, the ones who wove their prayers into cloth, who carved their wisdom into stone. Each carries a breath, a fragment of the divine intention, a key to the wholeness we have forgotten. Not one can survive without the other. Not one can complete this circle alone. For only when we remember all of it will we become the great healing we were always meant to be. Oh, it kind of jumped again, but thank you, Scott. Thank you, Gary, for just allowing that minute and a half.
Of course, I'm allowing
Your beautiful, your beautiful show. I appreciate it.
Piper, just amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Wow.
I think what I'd like to do is bring everybody up for a few minutes and see if there's any questions from the audience. And this is our amazing team people that are going to be there on September 27th. Of course, there'll be many others. I'll take a quick look. I'm also going to, usually I read comments from our audience. So I'm going to read a few that have come in. Omashar writes, thank you, Piper. As always, touching us to the core. Ayada writes, yes, Mother Earth needs us now more than ever. Absolutely, Ayada. Dr. Laura writes, we are all not going anywhere anytime soon. We have hitched our wagons to the awakening of humanity and the lovolution of our dear Mother Gaia. So please, everyone, all you beautiful hearts, don't go anywhere. Mother Earth is the place to be right now. Right on, Dr. Laura. That was beautiful. Great response. Jody Ma wrote, Piper, these are the blessings of the ancestors carried on the grace of the Great Mother. Eleanor Joy writes, there's simply no end to your beauty and creativity, to the depth of your heart and expansiveness of your compassion, beloved Piper. Ayada writes, so much deep soul nourishment tonight. Thank you, Piper, and everyone who is presenting and sharing. Absolutely. Dr. Laura, thank you so much, Ami, for that beautiful song of the Palestinian children. Now, that really touched me, and thank you for sharing that story. Diara writes, we rise as one, alchemizes the individual fragility into collective strength. Christy Michaels writes, wow, this show is amazing. Definitely a powerhouse of love and truth tonight on the Awakening World. And so, there's so many more comments, people just appreciating each and every one of your contributions. Maybe one question, tell us a little bit more about how people can get involved and participate.
Oh, I love that question. Thank you. I'm just going to jump right on it if I can.
Yeah.
Because this is the kind of thing that, just imagine if this became something that was coming up in every city of America, right? That the movement to galvanize the beautiful mixing pot of all these different colors and voices and ages and people and artistry and wisdom. And so this idea, before I even said it formally to Tezekiah and David, I said, I originally thought this was going to be one thing, but I see now that its destiny is meant to be a partnership with Pathways to Peace for it to really spread. And that's why your friend, Piper, Jay, and other people, we are going to be receiving donations And if we exceed what we need for this show, we're going to save it for the We Rise treasure chest for the next cities that we'd like to do it. I already have interest in Indianapolis, Asheville, and New York City. Already people are talking about, we'd like to put this in our city. So this is the team that will invite people of those areas, but I don't think I'm ever going to let go of Ami, for sure, for example. And Jyoti's always going to be invited, but there'll be other individuals. But this is a vision, right? It's a vision. And you want to say anything about it, Tez or David?
I think you should come to DC.
Yeah.
That's my hometown, and that's Mordor, honey, the belly of the beast. Let's go there.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
What comes to mind is these different expressions are from all of us. It's from the spirit, the shared spirit that we all are. And again, it's a manifestation. We are the evolution. The evolution is happening. We're experiencing the evolution to each other, with each other, co-creation.
So in other words, you're saying the evolution will be televised.
Yes,
But the evolution will not be televised.
No, it will be.
I don't know. I'm from Chevy Chase, girl.
Listen, I knew you looked like family, and when I met your
Grew
daddy,
up
I
in
got stories
DC.
to tell you. I know. We got stories to talk. We got to talk, honey.
Wow.
Yeah.
When you said that, I was like, I should have known. DC folks we're a little different.
Yes,
Oh,
we are.
you're here. Good. Oh, good. I would wonder if you went to bed. Oh, so
maybe I can add, Scott, the more pragmatic piece of how you can become involved is you can go on the We Rise as One website. We have tickets there for the live workshop and the live concert. And there's also Hubcast Media is doing a global broadcast of the concert. So you can register for that as well if you can't be with us in person. And I've already said, and Gary reiterated that if you'd like to volunteer, if it would make your heart sing to volunteer, please let us know. And I put my link in the chat, and I think Gary and Hope could probably put theirs in the chat, and David.
Yeah.
Please just let us know. And if you'd like to donate, and really, we believe that giving and receiving are the same energy, and we know that. And if you give with love,
Yeah.
and you experience joy from giving, that just that $5 becomes 50, 500, 5,000.
Wow.
So we encourage, if it would bring you joy to give, please feel free to donate. I put that link in the chat as well.
And this is a great time to acknowledge our donors. You know, the Holo movement.
Thank you, Piper. You're wonderful.
We have donors that have stepped up. The Holo movement, the Spiritual Life Television, the Riser Foundation, Jeff Parrott, and Rick Cummings. Anyway, we have beautiful donors, and they keep on coming. So not every amount matters. So it's carries your love. So thank you. Thanks for asking that, Scott.
Absolutely. Good job, Tez, on giving that practical information.
I mean, please know your prayers, sending energy, your frequency means everything. And if you can come physically, and if you have resources to share, we are living in abundance.
And spread the word. Spread the word. Tell people about it. If they're in the Bay Area, tell your friends to tell their friends. And we're going to defy the odds. You know, when the PR person laughed, when we said we're only 6 weeks out, he started to laugh. He went, no way.
And then, you know what Gary just said is really important. I'd like to really encourage everyone watching right now, spread the word. You know, take the website again, just go to the website. We put it in the chat box one more time. It's globalwisdomfoundation.org for those of you that are watching on Facebook and YouTube. Also for those who are watching the recording, because a lot of our Global Peace Tribe members watch the recordings. So that's the place to go. Please.
And I downloaded the flyers, so you can download it and send it to your email friends. You know, flyers there, just download it from the chat.
Absolutely. So I think we're going to conclude with the Bob Sima video. But there is a message that just came in from Ayada that I think she's speaking for a lot of our audience members. I'm going to read it. She writes, "Dear Scott and everyone here, I feel strongly that we need the Global Peace Tribe and the Awakening World. Tonight, Scott, Gary, and all of you are taking it to a whole new level. I feel something shifting here. I can't yet articulate what is emerging, but something along the lines of inspiring more people around the world to step up together into our hearts and higher minds, collaborating and creating new pathways for evolution to take shape in human civilization.
Wow.
We're all collaborating, creating a platform that uplifts way more people and provides examples of what people can do and are doing."
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ayada.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So beautifully written. My goodness. Thank you.
Yes. That's a capstone.
We are powerful creators and we're co-creating together.
Yep.
There are so many other amazing people that are going to be there on September 27th. One of them is Bob Sima, who's actually, it's so funny. Gary said, "Do you know Bob Sima? He's been on the show twice in the last 6 weeks."
I adore this guy. And by the way, Tubby Love is going to be on the show. Tubby Love is beloved by so many millions of people. And we got him as well for the younger festival audience, but not to steal away from Bob. But let's set up Bob. Sorry.
So anyway, Bob is wonderful. He travels all over the world, and we love him. He's going to be in San Francisco for the 27th. And he couldn't join us tonight because he's got another gig. But he said, this is the video to play. So he sent me this video specifically for us to play. So here's our friend Bob Sima's video.
Spirit comes and spirit goes, and every breath we breathe, it's running through my veins and flowing through your leaves. In the memory of my skin, in your roots deep down within, in my bones and in your branches, you and me are kin. I breathe out, you breathe in, and I need you, and you need me. Balance, when they cut you to the core, sweep you from the forest floor, I lay you on my knee and we carve out our melody. These notes, these bones, these branches, these leaves, these hands, these roots, these valleys, these streets. We are one breath, one life, one love, one heart, one reverie, and one song. And I am another you. You are another me. We breathe in harmony. Holy, holy, green tree. I am another you. You are another me. We live in harmony. Holy, holy, green tree. I am another you. You are another me. Breathe in harmony. Holy, holy, green tree. I am another you. You are another me. We live in harmony. Holy, holy, green tree. I am another you. You are another me. We live in harmony. Holy, holy, green tree.
Woo! So excited he's coming. It's going to be beautiful.
Wow. What a wonderful, wonderful song, huh? We're going to sure have that in our heads.
Totally.
Yeah, yeah. All right. I know that some of you are East Coast. Hope you're still with us. She was up at 4:30 in the morning. It's 11:20 East Coast time. So I want to thank all of you so much for being here tonight. What a beautiful, each and every one of you is such a special soul. And thank you for your contributions to our awakening world and, providing so much inspiration through your workshops, through your music, through your stories, through your videos, through your travels around the world, everything that you're doing. Each and every one of you, I honor you, and I'm honored to be your colleague. And
Thank you, Scott. Thank you for devoting this show to We Rise as One.
Yes.
Well, thank
They're
you for
really,
making it possible.
you guys, can you feel there's an energetic momentum around this event?
Yes.
I can really feel all the work we've done over the last weeks and months, and I can feel there's something going on here. There's something going on. So, Scott, thank you for picking it up and flying with it, my friend. Love you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Living in it, living in the
So
energy.
much love. So much love.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Mwah.
Scott.
Ah.
A lot.
Okay.
There still is a little bit more. We are going to have a couple of important announcements. We are, as we always, going to close with a beautiful Omushor song. And I want to acknowledge all of our Global Peace Tribers. I wasn't able to read as many comments tonight as I normally do, but your comments are always so wonderful and mean a lot to who we are and what we do. So thank you very much for being here. I also just want to remind everybody that it is that time that we've opened up registration for our final season for this year, possibly final season, we'll see. But now's a great time to register, and you get the Zoom room links for all of our shows for the rest of 2025. And it's really easy. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com, learn all about our shows, and click register for the new season. And that takes you to our registration page. And seniors and students and new guests, you can join for as little as $22. Get all the links to all of our shows for the rest of the year. And for those of you who don't know, we do a show every Wednesday night and every Saturday night. Somebody needs to mute. We do shows always twice a week, and sometimes special shows. We oftentimes do a Sacred Sunday show. So come and join us. And when you do register, if you can't make it live, you get the recordings. We send out the recordings. And it's a beautiful community. As you can see, it's a really beautiful, beautiful community of people. And we all get to know each other, support each other. It's a really wonderful way to stay inspired, because we need inspiration during these very, very challenging times. I have not made the posters for next week, so I'm going to tell you what we've got coming up. On Wednesday night, it's another edition of Authors That We Love. And we're going to hear from Bob Atkinson and Cynthia Rivard and Janaea, who you recently met. And then a week from tonight, it's another edition of our new generation, Wisdom Keepers. We have this synergy group that I helped start as part of the Evolutionary Leaders. That's younger people like Tatiana Speed and Maggie LaCosta. And that's going to be on Saturday night, the 6th. And we have a very special event 2 weeks from tonight, a tribute to Andrew Harvey. And I really hope we'll have a lot of people for that show. Andrew is one of our favorite beings. And most of you probably know he had a fire that took everything, including his beloved cat. So Andrew will be here with us, along with some very special guests to honor him. And so definitely make sure you join us live on Saturday, September 13th, because that's going to be one of the real memorable Awakening World shows. And what always makes the Awakening World memorable is our beloved Omar Shah. And I really love opening and closing the shows with Omar Shah. And now with his new comrade, Desiree, who does such a beautiful job of moving and grooving to the music. And of course, all of the rest of you. So Eleanor Joy and everybody else, get ready. And
I just want to thank you, Omar Shah, for being such an amazing being for this show. Thank you, my friend, for holding space for us and supporting our program here tonight.
You are welcome, Gary, and I have grown to love you even more, brother, as I feel what you are putting forward into our world. And thank you so much, Gary.
Thank you, bro.
Everybody who you brought together tonight. You rock, dude.
You too.
All right. This way again. Lay down all your guards. Your loving hearts will lead the way. The door is open. The wonderful and the new is waiting patiently. Take the step and you will see all you've been dreaming. Been just the way you are. You're my creation, the wonderful and the new is waiting patiently. Take the step and you will see all you've been dreaming. 'Cause now is the time we've been waiting for so long. I've been holding you through all ages, knowing I'd be with you once again. You'll never walk this way again. Lay down all your guards. Your loving hearts will lead the way. The door is open. 'Cause now is the time we've been waiting for so long. I've been holding you through all ages, knowing I'd be with you once again.
A beautiful song, Omashar. It's just so beautiful. So beautiful.
Dude, tonight, Gary, it's just like it tops everything that's ever gone before, as every show does. And thank you all, David and Jyoti and Tez and Hope and Michaela, all new friends. Thank you.
You know, I do want to mention that it's going to be a very powerful weekend, that weekend of September 27th and 28th, because, of course, in San Francisco, we all know what's going to be happening there because we've been talking about it all night long. But Omashar and many of our beloveds are going to be in San Diego that weekend as well. So I myself am torn. I'm trying to figure out how to bilocate because I want to be in both
Well,
places.
Scott, I want you to be doing a live show at Grace Cathedral on September 27th. So
Well, we'll have to talk. We'll definitely have to make sure that we can work that out with Peter Young. So definitely you and I and Peter should have a chat to figure out how that could work.
okay.
Yeah, and if we could do a live show from there with Peter, absolutely, that's where I will be. But I do want to acknowledge Omashar and our friends that are going to be in San Diego. And that's going to be a whole weekend retreat with our good friend Suzanne Ross putting it together. And we appreciate all that she's done. And then on Monday night, Mark Danisovsky has put together this special concert featuring our beloved Omashar. So if you would like to experience a live Omashar concert Monday night, September 29th at the Vision Center, that's a Center for Spiritual Living in San Diego, Omashar and Mark and special friends will be doing a concert. Is there anything you'd like to mention about that, Omashar?
No, not really. I know that the right people are going to be with Gary because I already see that place absolutely packed. I see the workshop full and the gathering space full. And we're all here spreading the ripples out into the world. And just that there's that evening of the 27th is kind of auspicious, really, because I know there's a gazillion other events around the world, but the right people will come to the right place. On a Monday, I take this from Gary. I want to. We're creating a container, basically, of which we can all just rise together. And the show will be about an hour and a half between Mark and myself, and we're just making it so that we realize we're stepping into a container. We're creating a growing higher vibrational frequency through the evening, and at the end we'll just ripple it out to the world and circle it back to ourselves. And so that's pretty much all I'm going to say. And yeah, so thank you.
One more time, thank you, Gary, for being co-host and all that you're doing to put together. And let's you and I and Peter have a conversation this week. By the way, Jyoti Ma and I have already been texting. We're looking at getting a date to bring her back on board so we can really go deeper into her wisdom and really, as community, talk about, okay, how do we gather together and prepare for what might be coming, what is coming.
Yes.
And I love that all of our people are still here. Terrence and David and Jyoti Ma are still with us. Incredible. And thank you to all of our Global Peace Drivers. I want to thank Diara, who helps in all sorts of wonderful ways, and Desiree for her wonderful movement and dance and her energetic frequency holding. And finally, I'm going to go to Gallery View. Frode, all the way in Norway, and all of our friends from all over the world. It's good to see all of you. Have a beautiful, sacred Sunday tomorrow. Remember, we can make any moment sacred by choosing to see the divine in all. Good night, everybody. Hope to see you on Wednesday night.
Thank you, Scott, for bringing
Thank
us
you,
together.
Scott. Thank you, Amritsar. Thank you, everyone.
Make it possible.
Thank you, everyone. Much